that?
It's off Shrek 2. Anyway.
I thought it was like a Simpsons.
It sort of sounded Simpson-y,
It
but...
sound like The Simpsons.
Okay, well, let's give you some scripted contents here.
No.
Motherfucker.
No.
Episode 116, brought to you by Ned's Bet It Out, the best, the only, and also the disher out of a $67 multi on the weekend. Brando.
The facilitator.
The facilitator. That's a great adjective there.
Yes. No, Steve-O, it was a great win by our little friend Sneaky Punts in the Nice Open group on the weekend.
He is only recently to the chat.
Yeah.
Has been feeding it with absolute
Responsibly.
multis. Responsibly with multis, yeah.
I'm actually loving these people joining and then they sort of throw a bit of chat back and forth as well.
Yeah, it's not just tips.
What he's got on this weekend, boys, I've got this, do you like it? And like sort of actually having yarns in the chat.
Yeah, there's definitely yarns in the chat. And like there's definitely like I even think there may be some rivalries in there. I know that Beards of Wisdom, Sneaky Punts.
He's almost in Nice Open group folklore.
Yeah, we may even chuck. Well, I don't know if he's actually got a win yet, but I mean, he's put in like 50 multis.
He's put the reps in though, and that's all you can ask.
I will give him this. He's definitely had the most followed bets because he chucks in like $3,000 multis.
He's like all Hail Mary stuff.
Oh, it's all Hail Mary stuff. And look, that's the thing about Hail Marys. They've only got to come off once.
Yeah.
And, you're hailing to Mary for the rest of your life.
Exactly. And it's a legend in folklore.
What's Mary's up to?
What's Mary's up to?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think fucking her sister Bloody's giving her a bit of grief. But anyway, I think that if we do a first 15, which I know we will.
I think we just do an honour board.
I would like a first 15 though.
Would ya?
Do we slot ourselves selfishly on the first 15?
No, because I think there's this we're the fucking coach and assistant coach and the defensive coach.
Yeah.
Because I feel like as this grows, those 15 spots are going to be pretty coveted.
Why is it first 15?
Just like it's like a
rugby
term.
Yeah, it's first 15. And that was the prestige grammar. First 15, like in the rowing, it was I'm in the top, first four. I'm in the quad. I'm in the top quad,
I'm the coxswain.
I'm the coxswain. Yeah. With Mr. Bromley in the storage shed.
I was on the
allegedly
river getting my coxswained. Yeah. Yeah, but $67, boys. It was a three game rather.
3 same game multi. Same game in the same game in the same game.
Same game in the same game in the same game.
Which is just beautiful stuff, eh?
It's poetry in motion.
6-leg into a 5-leg.
Yeah.
And 2 people followed it, so that'll be absolutely Ed Sheeran, baby.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Fucking hell.
And we'll find out who they are.
And I see they had Swannies in there.
Yeah.
I hope he listened to the pod and he got my analysis on the Swannies.
As we know, when it comes down to constructing and building a multi of note, of size, of girth, there's a lot that goes in. There is the crumbs that you devour and make up your own decision. There's the stars you look at in the night.
There's the Book of Eli.
There's the Book of Eli you digest. There's the stats that you analyse and you come up with this, beautiful...
Put it all in a blender.
Put it all in a blender and come up with this beautiful...
with
a beautiful baby. A creation. A thing. A life, a soul.
From the gambling gods
itself. From the gambling gods, yes. And...
Draped in gold.
Diamond tears. Comes out wailing. And when you see something as beautiful as a $67 multi...
$67 baby.
$67 baby thrown in the chat, out there for the world to just take in, it's a beautiful thing. And
you just want to kiss it on the head every day of the week.
Just nurture it on your own and just, give it back to the world that it belongs to, which is the gambling community. It says
which is our Nice Sports Open group.
Nice Sports Open group. And they say that it takes a community to raise a child. Well... It takes a community to build a multi. That's fucking God's honest truth.
And literally, like, straight out of my mouth, you took the words right out of my mouth, a la who sung that song? Yeah, I've drawn blank as well. Like that old adage, Jack. What is it?
Shazam could have helped on the first one. I'm not sure about the other one.
The second one.
I've lost it.
Link him up to ChatGPT. Forgot how to talk.
Yeah.
Fuck. I had it right there.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Episode 116, boys. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Fuck, first episode announcement from you, I think. Maybe in a long time. I'm here for it.
He has gone blank. Steve-O, did you go blank on or in Brisbane on the weekend? Because you had some yarns posted in our little pod topics chat, which I don't know how many of them we'll get into, but
well,
what was the triple about, bro?
Listen, I meant to say listen, and I combined it with look, and I went looking. Looking.
MAGA? You said something about that.
Oh, MACA. Make Australia criminal again. So that was a little political platform that I was adjacent to on the weekend. I heard the policies, heard the platform, heard the idea, and just thought, you know what? We are in Australia. Well, how it all stemmed from was Dad was in Sydney a couple of weeks ago. Went to the Star in Sydney. Now, if you don't know,
Sammy Ib.
He was with Johnny Ib pushing freight. And if you don't know, Star Casino last year had a big $100 million fine whacked on their fucking headquarters because they didn't know who was gambling within the facility and they were facilitating the laundering of millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Which is every casino known
to man. Now, what happened was Scotty goes down there. He says, righto, as we all do when we go up to our casinos, cash on the table, fuck the cashier, give me 25s, 5s, 100s, whatever you got. Depending on the table, it might be 25 minimum, 5 minimum, 15, whatever, And they say, oh, sir, you're going to have to go over to this kiosk over here.
Yeah.
So where they point him over there. He goes over there. They say, oh, you got to go to this little fob machine and put in all your details. So he does that, comes back to the kiosk. They check his heavy vehicle driving license. Oh, sir, you look very different in this photo to how you look now. In the photo, he's got a beard. Currently now he's shaved. Then he started providing further documentation. His gun license, his high-risk work license. I think he had some other sort of license.
One
maybe
looked
an
like
aquatic.
a 7 or some shit.
And they're sort of saying, oh, we can't accept this. He's going, it's Australian government fucking issued. What the fuck's the problem? They get the pit boss in and the pit boss says, give the man a fucking card. Anyway, he goes back to the table.
Let him spend his hard-earned dollars.
Let him spend his fucking hard-earned dollars in this fucking complex. Goes back to the table. Puts the money down. Finally, after all this work, he's worked up a thirst, lost his first little bet, quickly ducks to the bar, which is us to Lexi away, gets back to the table. Also, we need to see your card again. He was like, this is too fucking hard. So this is where the conversation stemmed from, make Australia criminal again, because did anyone care that the criminals were laundering their money through these fucking casinos? Because at the end of the day...
It's not.
At the end of the day, it's not, for starters. And at the end, and they're going to launder their money somewhere. I would prefer them for it to be as easy as possible. They're better than dole bludgers. They're contributing members of society. Now, what they contribute may be monetary value. There is a little bit of violence. There is a little bit of economic policy. Some of these blocks they've got in Sydney, they're like little small nations in the amount of money they generate. Obviously, we can see now the Star's going broke. So as soon as they put restrictions on, it's fucking, oh, fuck, we're losing all this money. So I agree with this platform of Make Australia Criminal again. Not in the full, you can do whatever you want, but
Sydney, like gangland violence.
A little bit of gangland violence. I'm down for that. A little bit of corruption with the police. There's a certain order to things.
Yeah, I like
Let
that.
the bikies handle the youth crime problem.
Yes,
This is when things were going smoothly, and this is what I'm all for. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Brando, you're a bit more rules and regulations than the rest of us.
Australia criminal again, bring back bullying.
Oh,
Yeah.
it all stems from the same thing. Make bullying.
It's like a bit of
Bring
a
back
progression.
bullying.
Bring back bullying and then take the next step up.
So BBB and MACA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MACA.
Combined together.
You have a high functioning society.
Yes. Yes. It's nature civilized.
Yeah.
The strongest survive, the fittest survive. There's a natural order to things. We're not all just, trying to change. What am I trying to say here? We're not trying to change the general order of things. There is a natural hierarchy between all these different entities, and we know that humans have a complex hierarchy. So I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I think that they need to take it into
More to come
consideration.
or less to come on that?
I think a little bit less to come. I think it might be a one-time thing. But look, no, Brisbane on the weekend was great. Went to the casino, had a bit of an up and down roller coaster with my little intern over here, Lexington.
Did some money laundering.
What was the occasion?
Bit of money
to try
laundering.
to bring back money laundering? Add that acronym in there somewhere.
Yeah, bring back money laundering. Yeah,
BBML.
BBML. No, so basically, interns and I's first real boss. He turned 50 on the weekend. We went to the Brecky Creek, had a great time there. Then we went to Honky Tonks in the Valley. Then on the Sunday, I caught up with Joe Murphy's dad, Charlie. We went to the casino, Black Eyed restaurant there, absolutely exquisite. Went up to the sports bar, watched
Black Eyed, yeah.
Black Eyed, yes.
Yeah, it's yum, bro.
Is the Brizzy Casino still open?
Yeah, I don't know. Look, you know when all the
I was getting bad intel then.
Yeah,
Someone
they've been
reckons
stopped trading, which is like
the biggest lie I've ever
biggest
heard.
lie of all time. It was trading the whole fucking weekend. Let me tell you.
Treasury.
No, Treasury's
the
definitely
start.
stopped.
Yeah.
There was reports for the last 2 weeks. You know this.
I heard them that they closed the doors at the Brisbane casino.
Dan
What?
Tyson
What?
was in Brisbane for a Bucks party like 3 weeks ago when this news was breaking. Sent me Snapchats literally
News
saying
on where? News from who?
news.com.au, like all the papers were saying Star Casino's been forced into voluntary administration and the Brisbane Star Casino's closed its doors.
Yeah.
That day, it broke on the Thursday. He was in town on the Friday for the thing and took a Snapchat in the whole casino floor and was like, you and Asco are right, the lights are fucked, but the thing's still open. And I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, right. And then so I messaged him. I was like, is the restaurants all still open? He's like, yeah, it's all fucking...
It's all facade, eh?
It's all a
What the
facade. So
fuck?
I don't know what's going on. Is this some sort of three? And this is what I think it may be. And this may be the start of Make Australia Criminal again. They've got this $100 million fine, right?
Yeah, they're trying to weasel their way out.
They're
of it
trying to
somehow.
weasel their way
All
out of the
these jobs
$100
are gonna
million
be
fine.
lost and-
They're leaking all these stories to the press saying, oh, we've got to close our doors because the government wants a $100 million
They've
fucking
wasted
fine.
all this wasted money on a venue that's going to be closed.
They would turn
Correct.
over $100 million in one weekend, bro.
Oh, mate, remember that old story I told you about that old boss I had at one of the bars who used to be a floor manager at the casino and reckons over State of Origin week, 20 machines turn over $2 million. That was
Yeah.
at the Treasury.
Yeah.
And I don't fucking doubt it. Our little pub out in Sticks turned over 745 a week out of the
Yeah.
pokies. Yeah. So that has to be all bullshit. Like, there's no fucking
There's a bigger
way.
play at hand.
Yeah. There's definitely big plays at hand, but that's above our pay grade.
Yes.
Anyway, yes, Brisbane good. Did have a little funny story for you. We were sitting down getting some stuff engraved at the Mr. Minute and Queen's Plaza there, and we'd been there like 30 minutes. I was starting to get real bored, and I didn't have my phone with me. I left it on charge in the room.
So
I'm
you're
just-
at Mr. 30 minutes, not Mr. Minute.
Mr.
Yeah.
30 minutes, not Mr. Minute.
Yeah.
And so with no phone, you kind of start looking at your surroundings. I don't know what the fuck normal people do, but I'm looking at the surroundings, looking at the shops, looking at the people, seeing the ebbs and flows of nature and society. It's all coming together. And down the stairs comes this fella, and I'm looking at him, and I go, holy fuck, that cunt looks like Jerome Luai. And then I saw his nostrils like flare out, and I went, holy fuck, that cunt is Jerome Luai. And then I slowly started to piece together Tigers, Broncos, Saturday night, tomorrow night. He's suspended. He's out.
Did you hit him on the pod, bro? Did you hit him up?
No, well, this is a bit of a strange
Were
psychological...
you starstruck?
I was a little bit because
Yeah.
I'm a fan of him. Like, as you are fucking well aware on this
And
show.
You also
I,
have work on Monday.
what's that?
Yeah.
Just the famous, you've got work Monday. Us Queenslanders,
Yeah, that's
His
right. Oh,
story.
yeah. You fucking losers. You've all got
So
work
maybe
tomorrow.
a bit
Something like that.
scared and a bit starstruck. Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, it was really like once I saw him, I was going to go up to him, but then like no one else was running up to him, and I
So you
kind
got
of
second thoughts that it wasn't him.
no. I 100% knew it was him without a doubt. I'd bet my
Yeah.
life on it.
Yeah.
But I just went, I don't know if I want to
Responsibly bet your life on it?
responsibly bet my life on it responsibly, and I just don't know if I felt bad that like maybe this is his little tiny moment of peace.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to go like ruin it and start the chain reaction of like everyone like, oh, someone famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I just told mum and dad. They looked at him, and then mum and dad both said the same thing at the same time and said, fuck, I thought he'd be bigger. And then he went into this little like sushi restaurant, sat down there, and then
Oh, yeah, loving rockets.
no. sushi restaurant. He's at the Blue Moon.
Yeah, Blue Moon.
He's at the Blue Moon. No, and then
Showgirls.
we
sorry,
missed
in Queen
him.
Street.
He sort of went. We left him there at the little sushi restaurant. We went doing other stuff, and then when we were in the R.M. Williams shop finally for the day, he walked past, and there was this other Broncos guy in there, and he was like looking at him walk past, and I pointed him out to mum and dad again, and then he like sort of ran up to him, ran back, looked at his girlfriend to see if he could like come over and get her to take a picture, went to go again, then come back, and he's like sort of like deflated, and he's like, oh, I thought that was Jerome Lua, and then me and mum and dad were all like, no, it was like,
Yeah.
So
he got second thoughts and went, oh, it's not him.
he did get second thoughts. He was like, because I think he saw us looking and was like, oh, I thought that was Jerome Lua. I'm like, no, it definitely was. But the last little thing I'll leave you with Brisbane is I forget, being from the city, being from country, being from town, that there is certain words you just can't, or there's certain phrases you can't just yell out in the city without getting certain looks. So we were down there for a 50th. We had a 40th coming up. We decided to get these presents. We decided to get them these R.M. Williams bags, leather bags, duffel bags sort of thing. I think you guys have seen mine before. Yeah. They're crisp. And so Dad walks in loud as ever because that's just how he talks, because obviously people are at distance in the country, obviously. And walks in and says, hey, like, oh, how you going today, sir? And he goes, yeah, I've got a bag problem. I need a bag and I need one now. And everyone in the store, it's like 10 a.m. on a Saturday, they've all just looked around like, is this cunt all right?
Holy
what the
fuck?
Just wearing his full country get up as well.
Had the Crocs on, footy shorts, worker shirt, just country.
That is unreal.
Yeah.
I wish you got that on film.
Oh,
but you obviously
mate.
didn't know that was coming out of his mouth.
She had no idea.
Did Scotty?
He's got no inclination. No idea at all.
Scotty doesn't know that.
No.
I need a bag now.
He doesn't even know that reference.
Right. Yeah. And he would have no, inclination of what it refers to.
Yeah. And
in terms of talking code.
In terms of talking code, he didn't even know that was code. But he's the kind of person that will yell stuff out. Everyone look at him. He doesn't even realise everyone's looking at him. And so that was evident in the shop that was quite full on Queen Street Saturday morning, R.M. Williams.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of people in there. And he's come in that says, I've got a bag problem. I need a bag and I need one now. And they've just gone.
So does your reaction come to him saying it so loud and abruptly, or just the contents of what he said?
I think it's a mixture of both.
Yeah.
For starters, he was the loudest. Like, this store is filled with general chatter, right? When there's general chatter, you can talk at normal volume and it be lost in the sea of chatter, right? Dad has a booming voice. And so when he goes into the middle of the store, in a 360 store, mind you, and there's staff and there's people all around, it was almost like a scene out of Inception, when the dreamer realizes that there's an invader in the dream and they all stop. And turn and look, and he goes, Mr. Smith, I'm here, I've trained you, blah, blah. So when Dad's come in and gone, I've got a bag problem, I need a bag and I need it now, they've all gone like, we're in a dream.
And were you Steve Askin?
And then slowly the receptionist has said something.
Christ, it's Steve Askin. Holy.
Then the receptionist says, yes, sir, would you like this bag or this bag? And like the dreamer in Inception,
they all go back.
They all go back to normal and realise, we have misheard. We're from the city. We've heard code. There's not code.
Were you one of the figments of the subconscious?
I was a figment of the subconscious going
did you stop and
holy
turn?
fuck, Dad, what the fuck have you just said? Didn't say nothing, just was like, oh my God. And then it, dissolved.
Did you bring this up to him? No,
I didn't actually. I thought it would be too hard to explain.
Yeah, for sure. And then you'd get to how do you know what fuck?
There's a rabbit trail that goes to some places I don't want to discuss.
Dad, I do this podcast with every Tuesday.
Yeah. Oh my God!
with you know who.
Look, let's get into the he who will not be named. Let's get into the weekend, big weekend of sport.
Yes, sir. Where do you want to start?
I would love to start at the Doggies.
Yes.
Being 5-0.
As Steve said last week, they are a team for one.
Yeah, because they
Let's
are
get
a
that
team.
on the public record.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are a team, and that's not an acronym of sorts. That's just they're a team.
They are
Straight up and down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are an actual team, but they're also a fucking team, man.
North,
Like, you know
south,
what I mean?
east, west, straight up and down, left, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm
360.
definitely surprised, that we're this many rounds in, they're still lossless. They're 5 from 5, got a bye this week coming up. And sitting at the top of the table and you just looks wrong. It's like doggies, and then below them you've got
Broncos.
Storm, Bronco, Storm. And then you scroll right down the bottom and there's Panthers. And you're
Roosters.
Yeah, Roosters.
And you're like,
it's
what?
just-
Is this a parallel universe?
Are they doing the ladder in reverse this year? Or
But it's nice to see. It's
wish-
actually really good to see.
I wish we could go back and find that app where we were doing sort of season build-up, multi on Neds. Shout out Neds. Shout out to them.
The best,
I'm
the only.
pretty sure doggies were paying like $8 to be in top 4.
Nah.
And Tiger...
it was only like $4.
It was only $4 to be in top 4.
This is... I was thinking 4
You're talking
is-
last season.
No. I was thinking 4 as well, but 4 was for Tigers to make the top 8. It was $4 for Tigers
I'm
to
pretty
make...
sure doggies were $4
Yeah,
for
I
in top
don't
4. There was no
remember that.
value in it. I'll find it for you because I remember we discussed it.
The old transcripts. We'll
Yeah,
find
do
it real
transcripts.
quick.
Real quick.
Real fucking quick.
Or whatever it was, I wish we took them because, they fucking looking phenomenal.
Yeah, well, how about this, boys? I know, Steve-O, you're really against all these stats, and even you, Steve, as well, but when it's doggies, I'm happy to be biased any day of the week. The last 3 teams to start the season 5-0 that went on to make the grand final, Bronx 2023 and Panthers 2022 and 2021.
Yeah.
Currently $4 to make the grand final.
So doggies
Who
paying,
doggies are?
doggies paying $4 to make the grand final.
Let's get on it.
I think we should.
Yeah.
And the only reason.
Because this is where we look back to this exact
Yes.
episode.
Yeah.
Inception shit.
Yeah.
And we were just saying $4.
Yeah, that's right.
And we go, fuck, I can't believe we were saying doggies $4 to make the grand final. It's the biggest shoe-in. They hadn't lost and we didn't take action.
Yeah.
I think I'm most impressed with when they lost Kickout and Birdo of these same injuries.
Yeah.
It was that next man up mentality. They've, been able to, they haven't versed a top 8 team. It was an Eels and the Knights, but they
Sharks and Knights. So
Sorry, Sharks and Knights, yes,
Yeah.
and Eels as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, sorry, yeah. But they have done that, and they've done it well. Most other teams would get in their head, they'd crumble, a la Panthers.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm impressed with
What
them.
I like the most is the 0 holding Knights to 0 points.
Yes.
Like I know we said last week, and Zero defensive-minded coach. That's his background. And just what was the Sharks? They only held Sharks to a low.
It was a low score.
It was low, like
Yeah.
6 or 10 or whatever it was. And just to hold Knights to zilch, not 1 point. Yeah.
And the Knights
you can
are an
hang your hat
attacking
on
team.
that and you can take that straight to the finals. And you can already see success if you're keeping the team to very little points. You don't have to score 30 points to win the game. You only need to
Exactly.
score a couple.
When's Kickout and Birdo back?
I think it's like 6 weeks.
Yeah,
So it could be another 3 weeks, could be another 6, another
It was like
4
6
weeks on
to
that.
8 was the initial
Yeah,
report.
right.
So we're 2 weeks down. So another 4 at best.
Yup.
But I mean, if we keep winning, like I said, we've got a bye this week. If we keep winning, just don't rush them back. Like, you don't need to rush them back.
No, exactly.
Like if
I'd
we
rather
go,
them take
if we
the
then
time.
go to 10-0, you've got the luxury of like
We could lose a few.
we could lose.
Not
a
that that's
few.
what they'd be thinking,
For
but
sure.
for
sure. But you've got that little
Yeah.
Bruce buffer there where it's
Yeah.
like you've got that. You don't need to rush these players back. It's not win at all costs. I'm just thinking Origin. Like we don't really lose off the top of the head. Probably Crichton to Origin. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like
That is the thing.
it's
I
not
know
like
what you're
it's
about
not
to
a
say.
Storm or Broncos where it's like half their squad's playing Origin. It's like we're still underdogs in the sense that we don't have these massive,
can't see- you're
massive
right.
superstars.
Crichton out. That's
Yeah.
it.
Crichton.
Yeah, well, that's
maybe
cool.
Burton in a extended
reserve,
squad,
yeah.
reserves or as a backup there. But I don't
So
reckon.
you really are playing like a fucking team, aren't you?
Yeah.
No superstars. All just playing equally
Just
for the
doing their
team.
job. Yeah.
Just
That's a
dog
tale
walk.
as old as time,
It
bro.
is, isn't it? Yeah. Just
no.
all playing your part, playing for one another.
That's all you need
Team
to do.
above the individual, club first.
Yeah.
It's impressive, and
All those,
I hope
all
they go
those
all the
nice
way.
adages.
Yeah. I hope they go all the way. I really do.
Yeah, well, at $4, man, I think it's silly for us not to make a little play at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Loyalty and bias aside, if you're just a pure analyst or rugby league fan, a team who hasn't lost 5 rounds in, paying $4 to make the grand final, and these other heavy hitters playing
Empires.
inconsistent.
Yeah.
Like Bronx,
Makes
Storm.
sense.
Bronx and Storm now they're starting to, show a
up
bit
form.
of consistency, but they showed
Weakness.
glimpses of weakness and
that really shatters that thing we discussed before, which is belief.
yeah.
If the doggies got through the hard period, it goes, well, fuck, if we got through that, we can get through this easy.
Yeah.
And you get that belief, which is this cyclical fucking nature of feeds into one another,
Yeah.
which we discussed last week. So, yeah, no, I rate them, and I think they might go all the way. So let's get on
2.5 wine news on
Yeah,
it.
I was going to say 2.5 YNU. What's that? Dow, 10 YNUs winning?
2.5 wine news.
Yeah.
No, what 2.5? What's that? 250.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$1,000.
So. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clean.
Let's do it.
Clean
Yeah.
number.
Clean.
Yeah.
You're going to be seeing a lot of that number lately.
Yes, you are.
That's one Y and B unit.
Yeah. YNGPBN. Yeah.
Net profit.
Yeah.
Another game on the weekend, boys, which was a pretty crazy one. Old ex-co-host, angry cunt, Tyler Barnes' Cowboys.
What was that guy's name? Angry Dad?
Yeah.
We should call fucking
Torval.
Tyler fucking angry cunt.
Yeah, he fell
Angry
off. I think.
cunt.
Yeah.
He's doing like Adrian Portelli
Yeah, I
fucking.
see your ads for that.
Yeah.
One of those.
Yeah, one of those. I don't know. I still don't really trust those things, but
Yeah. I mean, even though our mate won last week, but
yeah, but not like fucking buy a
Sam
ticket for.
Fleming,
What was
Vista
it?
Golf.
Oh, that was
That's the same
NASA.
model.
Yeah, but that
Sam
wasn't.
Fleming, Sam NASA.
That wasn't like we've only sold 80 tickets and we're still going to give away this fucking $200,000 Land Cruiser. Like,
Yeah, that
Yeah,
seems all bullshit.
They're definitely not doing that.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I guess it just
maybe we should put some of the winnings into buying a couple of these tickets, eh?
Oh, yeah.
win a
I thought
house
you
on
wanted
the-
to do a comp, and I was like, I don't know.
No, fuck no.
I reckon that money's better spent
know-
on Royal Reels, which is quite
Fuck yes, that is
better
better
odds
on
than
Royal.
that.
What
Especially
Royal
in
Reels
Steve
are we up to,
Askin's
mate?
twilight of his gambling career, hey?
Yeah.
What Royal Reels are we up to? 12?
I haven't played Royals in ages, bro.
Have you jumped ship to a
New
competitor?
New one.
Really?
Very, very good.
Interesting.
Very
What
good.
about it's better than Royal Reels?
Just everything. Better games, better VIP manager. Like contacts me like once
Every
a week.
day.
So, what are you
Yeah.
up to, bro? You at the bar?
Yeah, literally. Literally.
How's mum and dad going, bro?
No, literally, that's how we talk. He goes, hey, brother. Like, just chucked another 500 in there. No
Bullshit.
No deposit, Matt. And like, yeah, he's just like,
We may have
that's,
to cut this out.
that's
by the way,
yours.
too.
That's yours, brother.
Yeah.
Fuck
That's
off.
mad.
And I go-
based in Aussie.
I go, cheers, brother.
Oh, he's on the text.
Yeah.
You're not even on the phone.
Yeah, on WhatsApp. Yeah. Yeah.
That's mad.
Cheers, brother.
Right,
Thanks for looking out.
Yeah,
And he
give me
goes,
an
no
affiliate
worries,
link."
brother.
Yeah, I like that.
Tell us off air what that is.
Yeah,
'cause-
yeah. We might have to cut this segment
better,
out.
better like deposit and withdrawal process or same?
Similar, like
Yeah.
takes like 4 days to come through.
Yeah.
No worries.
But come through, it has been.
Yeah. Nice. The Steve Askin Venture Capital, SAVC,
Yeah.
coming through with the goods.
That's him, brother.
But yeah, boys, Cowboys, big win against Panthers, especially after doing a...
You picked it, did you?
That was part of my bet
Oh, the
tech.
24 and a half.
Yeah,
Yeah. What was your other
24.
leg there?
Swanee's bar
Oh, Swanee's Bar. Yeah.
on a heater.
Swannies, but yeah, Cows got a sin bin during the game, and yeah, they just hung in there. And actually, if I remember correctly, they scored.
Yeah,
Whilst
they
being down
scored.
a man.
Yeah.
And I don't think Panthers scored.
While
No.
they had a man
Yeah.
off. Yeah, I was at red line.
I think I was actually
it
watching that game,
intently.
possibly.
But yeah, Panthers now slide down to 15th on the ladder. Cows finding a little bit of just
A little bit of
form.
aggressiveness or a little
Yeah.
bit of fucking grunt?
And that's one of those wins where, yeah, I think it might send them on a little trajectory here. Like we just beat 4-time reigning Prams. Yeah, we've done it the hard way with the sin bins and whatnot. So
Yeah, we are a team. We can do this.
yeah, we're not a doggies team, but
No.
we're close. So it'll be interesting to see how Cows go get to it later in the show, but I've got them for my bet tech this week against an injured Bunnies, which is interesting. But we won't harp on about this. What does another loss to the Panthers do? Just they're seeing where they are on the ladder. The game script went in their favour. The Cowboys got sin bin. They still couldn't score. Seems like they're just passing it and go, oh, you try. Pass it to the next bloke and you try score. And
Honestly, mate,
it's like having that one jacked player or person who had a growth spurt in under 12s. You just pass it to him, do something, bro, score.
Yeah.
They're all doing
and then
that
when he
to each
starts
other.
getting tackled, like Nolly White, I think that another cunt was named Tyson White too, man.
Someone Tyson or Tyson someone. Yeah.
It was definitely Tyson something.
Yeah.
But I thought his last name was White too. But honestly, I'm not trying to say they just had this fool safe system where they all just went we don't know what we're doing, but it
Full
works.
safe. Nice. Foolproof.
Foolproof. Sorry, full safe. Yeah, fuck me.
Oh,
Names and all that.
Patent that.
Anyway,
Yeah,
I'll patent that.
patent
That's
it.
new locks, full safe.
Get Steve Dibnick onto it.
Steve Dignick,
Yeah.
can you please make a new
Yeah.
product,
The name
please,
you
bro?
create the product.
Inventor,
Yeah.
patent it. Yeah. We got a patent guy now.
Yeah.
We've got an inventor.
Yeah, we got an inventor.
I honestly think this
He's doesn't have Chinese ancestry, but
Nah.
we'll take him.
He's taking the brand to the blue moon, so
This
Yeah.
is a case of a team lost at sea. If this game, I said this last week in the podcast, was crucial to their belief, their ability to move forward.
how would you be being lost at sea?
Yeah, they're
Oh.
lost at sea, and their captain of the ship's nowhere to be found. They're all looking at each other.
No,
going,
he's there, but he's been drinking seawater. He's delirious.
He's been drinking Sailor Jerry by the
Drinking
leader.
Sailor Jerry's by the leader. He's full
He's
delirious.
in psychosis.
Psychosis. They're all going, what do we do?
Yeah.
He's there going, I've got to sort it. And
Yeah, he's got sea psychosis, where
sea
you,
psychosis.
yeah, where you can't see land. You haven't seen land for so fucking long, and you get sea legs.
He's
you
definitely
just-
got the sea legs.
rocking back and forth.
Bit of Davy Jones about him.
He's
Yes.
got a lot of Davy Jones about him. There's a lot going on in that team.
Now, is the ship still afloat or is the ship sinking?
I think it's still afloat. Just
I think the
but
ship's
they're running out of food.
They're running out of food.
And they're
They're running
lost
out of
at sea.
limes, and some of the boys are starting to
Run out of limes with an M, M for
yeah,
Michael.
limes with an M. Yeah,
Yeah.
for Mike. Yes.
Michael, yeah.
Yeah, so
Nice.
they're running out of limes
Yeah.
for scurvy.
Because the last time I was deep out at sea,
Running out of limes.
I was running out of limes,
You were
but
delirious.
replaced one of those.
Yeah,
Replaced one of those.
Yeah. But
And it was not good.
And
the
you were
the
okay.
ship is afloat, right? They've lost the compass. They've lost the map.
yeah.
Their one final foundation was Nathan Cleary and Isaiah Yeo, and they're both drinking seawater by the leader, delirious,
Yeah.
trying to throw birds up in the air, saying they'll find land, and then they lose track of the bird. They're completely...
The bird gets hit by a drone or something like that.
The bird
They're like,
gets hit
where
by
the
a
fuck did drone come from?
Where the fuck did that drone come from? What the fuck? We've
Yeah.
only got one bird left. Throw it up again. Bang.
And Cleary's going, there wasn't a drone.
There is no drone.
Yeah.
So...
You are the drone.
I'm a drone. I'm a George Droid.
Now, does the ship have compartments like the Titanic, where they thought it could be unsinkable because they
Correct.
could just they just would breach off one of those four compartments, which was their 4 premierships, right? Unsinkable now. We'll just breach one of them off.
Stephen, you raise a great point.
Yeah.
So, as they are, lost at sea, no birds, no compass, no map, co-captains delirious on the seawater,
Sea psychosis, yeah.
the boys are still sort of going, they've got a little bit of, the tiniest bit of hope, and it's the hope that kills you, because what they're thinking is that they've got these impenetrable hulls that will keep the boat up. But what's going to happen is they're going to hit some icebergs,
Yeah.
some sandbars,
Yeah.
and these impenetrable parts of the hull are going to start to take on water, and a
Yeah.
lot of water at that.
Young Jackie Dawson, young Leo DiCaprio.
Yup. And they are going to fucking slowly sink. There's
Yeah.
going to be a lot of panic on board. There's going to be a lot of every man for himself. There may be a mutiny, okay? Now, what I think from...
Where's Ivan? Is he in the crow's nest?
I don't know where Ivan is in this. I think Ivan isn't on the boat.
What's the ship that saved the Titanic? The
Don't ask Jack. He's not good at
Starts
I
with-
thought they all survived.
It starts with a C or something. The Carpathia or something.
Yeah, something like
that
that.
what-
Fuck, I wish you had a little computer
Let's
over there to
come.
look this shit up. Yeah, let's come on that. But
Ivan's on the Carpathia.
all I'm thinking is that this ship has a lot further to sink before it will rise again like the Davy Jones, okay?
Yeah.
I think that they may go on to lose another 5 games.
in a row.
In a row. I think they may be seriously heading towards rock bottom.
Wouldn't that be leading into Origin period?
Did you have that right?
Fuck, I'm good, brother.
RMS Carpathia.
Fuck, cunt. I'll give you
good.
that. That's actually
Yeah,
pretty
nice
impressive.
history.
Yeah, nice history.
It's a good nod.
Yeah, nice forecast. So, yes, I think that...
Imagine that they've won one, right? Imagine you're
They've
1
won
and
one,
10,
but that was
and you're
against the
going into Origin camp and a few superstars, your Liam Martins, your Clearys, your Yos, and then out
Wow.
your To'os. And then it becomes
Then
we're
it
not
is
even
Psychosis.
Yeah.
It's proper sea psychosis. They're going down to Davy Jones'
Jones
locker.
Locker, yeah.
Now,
And then Panthers are like Jack in the Titanic, and the rest of the top 8 leaderboard is, what's the lady's name?
Rose.
Rose.
Rose and Jack, a la the Panthers, are trying to reach out like, please, like, save me. And they're like, there's not enough room
There's
to
not
save
enough
you.
room to save
only
you.
8. There's only 8 spots.
The salary cap's only so big.
Yeah, there's only 8 spots.
8 spots
here.
on the boat. Yeah.
Yeah, there's only 8
And you-
spots on the boat.
Yeah.
And
on
you-
the door.
and you don't fit.
on the door.
And you don't fit.
And
Yeah.
that's the territory.
Yeah.
They
And then
might
you
be
have to
leaning
sink
toward-
to your frozen death. Yeah.
I
Nice.
think what we know about psychology, what we know about rugby league psychology, which is a subset of evolutionary psychology, that
Which is a subset of being lost at sea.
being a subset of lost at sea,
Yeah.
psychosis, sea psychosis,
Yeah.
they could be in some serious trouble here.
Oh, yeah.
serious,
Yeah.
serious trouble.
Serious.
Yeah. And this is only the
Oh, it's
beginning.
serious. Yeah.
Serious.
Yeah.
Serious
Yeah.
trouble.
Serious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
serious trouble.
And this
Yeah.
is only the beginning. Like the Panthers,
Like I said, the boat's
and
still afloat.
and the top 8 are doing their big thing. At like this is how early on
Yeah.
in the piece they are.
Yeah,
They're doing
yeah.
the behind hug at the front of the
be
boat
like,
sort
we'll
of
live
stuff.
together forever.
Yeah,
Yeah. Nice.
Not the case. We
Not
all
the
know how
case.
this ends.
yeah. We
Ends
know
with
how it
him.
ends. They don't at the moment.
They don't.
The curious-
They don't know how it ends. We do.
The
Yeah.
curious
They freeze
case
to
of
death.
Davy Jones.
They freeze to death and sink to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
That is what happens in this story.
The curious case of Ivan Cleary. Holy fuck.
So,
Yeah,
Panthers done. Broncos still humming. Love to see it.
nice. Yeah. Broncos on the Carpathia.
yeah.
Broncos on the Carpathia.
Yeah.
I would not like to see Ezra Mann back in 4 weeks.
He's not coming back.
Yeah.
Nah.
He can't. Where's he going to
Just-
go?
He doesn't fit.
He doesn't fit.
He doesn't fit like
He doesn't fit?
Panthers
Step him,
don't
bro.
fit on the top 8.
Get
Floaty
stepping.
going
Pick
out to sea.
the tool belt
He's
up,
got his
buddy.
own little
Unlucky.
door that he's fallen off of.
And like, I'm not trying to
It was
kick
the
him
door
in
to
while
a
you
full
while
terrain
he's
car.
down.
Cup.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
But like, unlucky, bro. You made a silly choice.
I think you got to lay in your bed. Like, you made it.
Well, bro,
Lane
you made a silly choice. You just go fucking deal with the consequences. Life's not fair, bro.
No.
No one fucking forced you to do that.
No.
And now, man, the team's
look-
fucking shredding. They've left you behind, bro. That's the way it goes.
Don't
So
get me wrong.
life goes
As we all
on.
know, if we were on that fucking having a hat trick in the fucking grand final against the Penrith Panthers, the greatest side this
Oh.
fucking competition's ever known, my head would get big, yours would explode, and yours
Yeah.
would get pretty big too, where we thought we could do this and get away.
Way with it. Yeah, for sure.
Come back into a side and say, hey, boys,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Yeah.
What's doing?
What's doing?
What's doing?
It's up to.
What's up to, baby?
Yeah.
But they're saying,
No, it's up to.
they're declining
Yeah.
calls.
Sorry, who?
You
New
catching
number, who dis?
New number, who dis? You catching
Yeah.
glances across the club. You try to get over there through the crowd. They're gone. They've left.
yeah, nice.
I think, yes, if you fuck it up, just accept it. Yeah. So I don't know what they're going to do. I think Madge.
He might get a start at another club. Like, who's chasing hard?
They won't push him out the door that quick.
They won't push him out the door that quick. Well, I mean, you got Renault fucking getting a twinge hamstring.
I think
on
it
the
just
weekend.
becomes the fact of him biding his time. Yeah, injury.
Yeah, there you go.
He's a depth player. He's a depth player at the moment.
That's fair.
But Renault's already named again this week, so it must be bad.
He just knew, like as you do, like I do with my shoulder. I know when it twinges.
I reckon he done it when he done the big kick.
I know. I think so too.
And in his head, he's like, I've got to just hold this in until I tap this over the post. Because that will look fucked that I've just done this big thing and twinged my hand.
I 100% agree. It was when he did the big kick, without a doubt. Because that's when you twinge your hand.
I know, and he only just tapped that ball like 10 meters out. Like,
it's tight. It's tight.
Yeah, tight. Sub me off. Yeah.
Can we just have a little side note too, by the way? How gorgeous that footage was on the weekend from
chip
Braithwaite.
chase.
That angle, like I didn't see that during the game. Like,
slow-mo. It must have been a different camera.
And they found
and what was the soundtrack?
Creed, My Sacrifice.
Yeah.
I think I watched that 50 times on the weekend.
There could have been a better song choice, or you like that?
No, I fucking loved it.
I love the song too.
I love the song. It
but it would have worked well with Linger. Like,
it could have been fucking Two Stolen Hearts, Johnny Farnham.
Yeah, could have been Two Strong Hearts, bro. Holy fuck.
Could have been a Jame and Bob original, but that footage was so... You know what it reminded me of? The Maroons footage where they passed it all along, and then I think it was Munster...
Working Class Man.
Pumps. And it was the Interstellar theme song, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, something like the Interstellar song would have worked perfectly with the Renault
but that
one.
was perfect.
Shannon Knoll, Lift, that would have worked.
That would have worked, definitely. But I think Munster pumps Cleary into Nico Hines and then flicks it out on this, and it's that was a good song, actually. But that My Sacrifice for that one, you got Renault, who sacrificed everything for the game of NRL, getting this fucking beautiful try where he's chipped it. Could have done the grub thing when Terrell May grabbed him and milked it and landed on the ground like some other players, which we won't mention, would have done, and get the penalty try.
Yeah.
And he just kept fucking running. He's plucked it out of the air against Jerome Buller. Gone over. The number 5 was Sonny Taruva.
As well.
The little jink.
Just off angle. Yeah, it was cream.
It was cream.
Yep.
It was rugby league cream, and I creamed that I did.
Yep, and it rose to the top.
It did. So... do we want to get into the Steve-O's NRL Nedleys against this week? Do we want to get onto the EPL?
Yeah, Russ. No, I just wanted to brush over. EPL's coming to an end. Only 6 rounds to go. Liverpool $1 to take it out.
Yeah.
There was a special getting around start of the season. It was Liverpool or Man City to take it out, and it was paying like fuck all, maybe like $2. One of those max bets sort of ones. Anyway, but yeah, Liverpool, they've I guess exceeded expectations in the sense, but Man City sort of have fell off real hard, and Arsenal were coming close to try and match them and put a bit of pressure on, but just lost or drew a few games that they should have won. So
Nottingham Forest, the Sherwood Forest come.
Yeah, 57. So that's
unreal.
pretty big. Like, they were nearly relegation territory last season, like just off relegation territory, and to come away with looking like it's going to be a 3rd place. I know.
That's huge.
Intern, are your team going to get relegated?
Last.
No?
No, that was the start of the season. They were floating around there, but no.
What about the Crystal Palace?
I can get it up.
Does the EPL like give out any like monetary values for where you finish on the ladder and shit like that?
I'm not sure, man.
Surely you give like the relegation teams a chance to get back in by giving them a boost, or
no? Well, I'm just saying,
they drop down to the league below, and then you got to win that league to then.
I'm just saying, like, what's the point? What's the point in
top 3 in that league?
What's the point in playing now
with no money?
No, well, you've got nothing to play for.
Yeah, there's no
Nottingham Forest can't catch Liverpool, right?
Yeah.
Liverpool are only one walking away.
So you're saying
they're the only one walking away with silverware.
Yeah.
So what incentive to these teams
better?
Have these teams playing their best players?
Correct.
When they
Why not sideline them all like we do at the end of the year?
Win anything,
for the Premiership and say, save our good players, no point risking them.
Man, I think it's because at the same time, it's confusing how they do it. They're playing that European, like the where it's like the EPL versus those other leagues. And
Yeah.
they all do this big competition. That's still going sort of at the same time.
Yeah, right.
So that's coming. I think there's like maybe 10 teams
There would
to
have
go.
to be, though, I reckon.
I reckon.
So there's
If
like-
they do relegation promotion.
So like the German
No, there
league
is.
and the
position. No, I know, but each position would get a monetary boost.
You'd
from the
have
EPL.
to, man, because
They'd
there's
have
no,
to.
Just
there's
doesn't
no,
make sense, yeah.
there's no incentive for the
To
team.
keep
for,
playing
there's
as good
no
as you do.
incentive
Just
for
play all
Man,
your reserves.
for
Yeah.
Man City to keep playing now.
Exactly,
Like they could
yeah.
just be like, oh, we're forfeiting each week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Save our play. Literally,
Yeah.
it's more beneficial for us to forfeit every
Yeah,
week
yeah.
and save our players the injury than to play.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, we'll look into that.
Yep.
But Steve-O, Nedley knows, brother.
Yep.
What do you got for this week?
Look,
I've
it took-
heard whispers that we were going to go a little NRL into a Masters.
Well, yes, there's
Special.
both. It did take me a little while to get the prompts going correctly on this.
What
But
about
you wanted
last week? Taulagi double, Cobbo looked
He
like
fucked us.
scoring at one point.
Yeah, definitely twice there. He went
just
close.
wish
To be honest, I was more sure on the Cobbo leg than I
So was I, bro. When Taulagi scored, I was like, "Fuck yeah, this is us." Like
In
Cobbo's just shooting.
hindsight, I wish we would have went Arthur's, but that's not
know,
what. That's
I
what
know.
Nedley.
But Arthur's is on the other side. That,
Yeah.
yeah, but
I
they were
know.
going down that side so much.
but that's
they-
not what the fucking
Yeah, yeah.
the AI
Nedley
said.
wasn't telling us.
I
that.
know, and I'll have a chat to him when we just jump into his office this
Yeah.
week. But yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
Righto, listen, the
so he
first
can't lay off the opium.
the first game
I know you
because,
applied for the job, buddy, but it doesn't mean you can start on the opium early.
because this first game hasn't got a lot of history, Dolphins and Panthers, they've only come against each other twice.
Yeah.
Which may be hard to believe, but it's true. One in 2023, one in 2024. So this is their third time coming up against each other. The only really ones we got is Isaac Tungo has scored 2, and Hamiso has scored 2. Total points.
when they've versed each other, or
Yeah, when they versed each
Okay.
other. In their 2 meetings, the average points has been 46 points. So you may want to look at the overs.
I don't want to dance for that.
Nah,
devil. I
it's
don't
not a
think
great
total
game.
Points. I thought
Even
we,
though
I thought we put a overline or overrunning show ban on total points bet.
Yeah, we did.
Couple
Listen
weeks
to
ago.
this next one has a bit more history, and I think you'll be enticed to hear it. It's along all your lines.
Yeah. What,
So,
doggies?
St. George Illawarra lead the all-time series against the Titans. The Dragons have historically had the Gold Coast number, winning about 65% of the matchups. It's 22-11 currently since the Titans' inception. The Dragons' winger, Christian
Tui Pelotu.
Tuipolatu, is in
Bring me
hot
the
form
money.
with 7 tries in his last 6 games. For the Titans, powerhouse David Fafita has a history of troubling the Dragons' defence, scoring a try in their 32-16 meeting last year. These two are prime anytime try scorer candidates.
See, I wish there was more Fafita like stats to back that up.
I
'cause
know.
I don't love the Fafita.
I know it's hard to get that out of the AI at the
What
moment.
about quick? Just shout out myself hitting $15 ATS Daniel Saifidi for
That was
the-
beautiful, mate.
Yeah,
I will
that
give
was
you that.
beautiful stuff.
That was really good stuff.
Yeah.
Was
And-
there any signs behind that, or just a vibe?
No, there was. I just seen something on Facebook, like just something about like edges and shit like that. Like someone had
Anyone picked
posted.
the Dolphins to beat the Titans last week?
No.
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 No, yeah, I'm not
Dolphins
sure.
have been terrible.
I
man.
know.
But I do like this Dragons to beat the top. Dragons are becoming a team like doggies. Like they're getting around Gutho and shit,
Yeah.
man.
Well,
Like,
the
they're
odds reflect that as well. They're paying $1.60 versus $2.35.
Yeah, but like they're getting around each other, bro.
Yeah.
So like,
And just see who won last week. It was Dragons Eels. Eels got the win, but yeah, Lomax was like,
yeah,
he was going off, like sort of feed it to his old team and like got a bit emotional.
Gutho
at the
was
end.
too.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
a bit of a team swap.
yeah, it was
Gutho
good.
feed
That was a
Lomax.
good game.
Yeah,
actually,
it was sick.
Lomax was crying after the game.
Yeah.
it was good. Love to see it. Love
All
crying.
right.
Love me
You'll-
crying.
You'll like this one. Broncos versus the Roosters. So as at the start of the year, 50
yeah,
4.
Yeah,
Was it that one? No.
yeah, it was
50 to 4, yeah.
Yeah, it pumped them.
Brosnan.
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 Sounds like he's
Brosnan.
fucking Pierce
Brosnan.
Here's Brosnan
Pierce Brosnan to be in attendance at the game.
in his new series with Tom Hardy
Mobland,
on,
it's called.
on Paramount Plus.
Yeah. Brisbane holds a slight historical edge, 33 wins against the Roosters 27, However, the Roosters have won 3 of their last 4 encounters, which obviously the start of the year was the first time the Broncos have won in a while. Roosters winger Dominic.
Is that weird that they're versing each other again?
Again, I had heard this. It's weird.
Did see
strange.
It was weird.
Roosters winger Dominic Young has 5 tries in his past 3 games. Daniel Tupou became the Roosters' all-time leading try scorer against Brisbane, scoring his 140th try versus the Broncos.
When was that?
Must have been last year.
Mustang Sally.
Or the game at the start of the season.
Hang on, let me just check.
Yeah,
I
just really wish there was more like...
it was back in 2023.
Yeah.
So
I wish I could go a bit deeper on the stats.
Sorry, Matt, I'm trying.
We can't all get what we want in this life.
Broncos-Roosters games can open up. Their 2 meetings last season totaled 58 and 42 points. Notably, the Roosters put up 58 points in one game back in 2020 and 40 in a 2024 clash with Brisbane's potent attack, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, well, we're not doing total points, so...
Sorry, but I do think we should maybe get on, like,
Old
Dommy
line.
Young. But, I mean, Dommy's probably... How much is Dommy paying?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Yeah, he scored even in that shellacking.
Dommy Young brought to you by
Nedley.
Latex.
Yeah.
Anytime. $2.10 actually, which is
against the Broncos.
Yeah.
Nah, they've been going all right. And, I mean, the Tigers scored fucking 24 points against them on the weekend.
Yeah.
Surely they could be
So
getting some
Dommy
in.
Young, I'd really like that.
Yeah.
Do you have any other games
He's
there
been
that
scoring every week,
that we
but
could cherry
too,
pick?
hey?
I think, yeah. he
Pretty
has been.
much
Dommy.
it looks like there's one game he hasn't scored
Yeah.
this season.
I think this could be good, but this is in Perth. So, historically one-sided, Manly has won 68 of 99 meetings with Cronulla. Cronulla's only won 29 and they've drawn 2. Cronulla has turned the tide recently, winning 4 of the past 5 encounters.
Manly just got shellacked on the weekend.
Yeah, that was
Exactly.
embarrassing.
Yep. And
Money scored too.
Money did
bro.
score. Manly winger Jason Saab has scored 12 tries in his last 13 games, and he returns from injury ready to strike on the weekend. Ronaldo Militalo, they're picking that he could fucking score.
Yeah, the Sharks try scorers have been just
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, like the wingers usually always get one between them at the very least, but just they've been off recently, so I don't love that. But so I do like a Sabi though.
Could
Jason
go Saab.
He also scored in every game other than 2 games ago as well.
Yeah.
Another good one to look at here is the Rabbitohs versus the Cowboys. Very evenly matched. They've pretty much won 19-19 in the NRL era. Alex Johnson has scored against the Cowboys. He also scored in their last Perth meeting.
What's
Yeah,
AJ?
but AJ's out still with injury. I
Right,
believe.
sorry. Jai Gray comes in with 5 tries in his past 6 games.
Yeah, he's playing good, man.
He is playing
actually.
real good, indicating strong form. I don't mind a little fucking...
I think we do a Dommy Young into a J Saab.
Yeah,
Yep.
that sounds pretty
That
That's-
could
nice.
be the
that's beautiful.
110K.
Well, that'd be paying like $4.
Yeah, 407.
Fuck yeah.
Price is subject to change,
Change.
of course.
Yep.
That's solid.
Let's just
Now-
do that.
Yeah, I like that.
Last one to check.
Yep.
Righto.
Check Xavier Coates ATS against the Wires this weekend.
Yeah. What
Now, the reason I asked this is
what's
because
Nedley Nose telling you over there on that
I got
laptop,
up on
Jack?
I got up on a huge multi on this back in the day, which was
Back before you were known as Galactic Jack. Zero.
before I was known as Galactic Jack, the fucking worst punter ever known. It was the Storm versus the Warriors game, Anzac Day 2022, in a 70-10 demolition of New Zealand.
Fuck.
I do remember this game specifically because I had like a 7-leg multi and something like $90 and it got up.
And they're coming off. Storm just scored a fucking shitload of points.
An absolute shitload of points. So Xavier Coates.
Yeah, so he actually, surprisingly, probably because they just run rings around Manly, he didn't actually score in the round just gone, nor the round before.
Chicken scored,
So
but
what's his value?
$1.53.
Oh, I don't know if I like that actually.
shout out Chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I
Shout
saw
out
his
to him.
try on the weekend, which was good.
Yeah. He loved it, got animated.
Yeah.
Like, it's sort of, this is my house. I'm back at Rocky Black.
It's fucking midnight.
Yeah, look, let's just stay with what we had there, I think.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it, bro. Thank you.
Is this 100 into 10K?
Yeah, this is
we're running
beautiful.
it back. We're running it back.
Who put that bet on
Me.
with the 100? Did you get that out of the joint?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, not nice because it didn't hit.
yeah.
But hit it
I
would have been
also
nice.
put it on my perso too. I was going to follow it.
Yeah,
you?
nice.
Yeah. Because
So then we get 20K.
Yeah. $20. Right, over. Do you want to do some write-offs, boys?
Yeah. I'll kick us off because I think I'm the only one that had a win last week.
Yes.
3 and 7. I'm on a fucking heater. No one knows when a winning streak starts, only when it ends.
Yep.
And I'm going to
it's
go
gonna
like
end this
Winks.
week.
No. I'm going to be Winks 33 in a row, brother.
33-0.
Yeah. As we said earlier, I gave the Cows a massive head start.
Yep.
Because Penrith have fucking got Psychosis. They're stuck out. Blind off fucking Sailor Jerry. Fucking throwing birds in the air, getting hit by drones, all that good stuff. Yeah, Cows 24.5 head start. They fucking shattered in. Not only did they not need the 24.5 start, they fucking won the
won the
game.
fuck-
Won the
Fucking thing.
game in true Cowboys fashion.
And that was multied into Swannies, Sydney Swans, paying like
Swannies, bash,
$1.50, $1.56 against North Melbourne. They fucking pumped them too. and
Yeah.
that.
Well, they win by 60 or 70 or something, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fucking demolishment.
It's embarrassing.
And that gave me $2 on the minimum. That was all based on Swannies being like $1.56, and then
yeah.
like
So you thought that was a bit of an edge there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I just outlined it, which gave me like the $1.30, which gave me the $2. But
Yep.
on a heater, I am.
Nice, boys. Well, yes, I've come off another loss here. Sort of based on the fact that Doggies played so well, their defence was really good. I had them to win 1-12 against the Knights. Obviously kept Knights scoreless. And yeah, the game ended up being 20 zip. So
You did say it was going to be low scoring, bro. So
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
know.
why you didn't go like.
because we've banned total points.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, no.
But you were banking
I
on it
know.
going to be low scoring,
know.
so that would have been. Yeah.
I just need to back myself.
The
yeah.
smarter bet there would have been
Doggies
like,
to win and under.
or
alt
yeah,
points.
either that or like Newcastle's total points being like under 14
yeah,
or
sure.
whatever like that fucking
Yeah.
thing was.
Yep, I'll keep that in mind next time. So yeah, loss for me. I moved to 4 and 6 on the board, and Steve-O, you had
Or Galactic.
Sam Stone.
Stone
Street. You call him something else. Stone something.
Sandstone.
Yeah, Sam Sandstone.
Stan Stone.
Yeah, Sam
Sandstone.
Sandstone.
Holy fuck.
Well, not only did he not score. Oh, did he score? No, I don't think
No,
so.
he didn't.
And
Same
And the Sharks lost.
Sharks lost. Yeah. See, that's another hindsight one. You look at it and go, that's a terrible bet.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
I know that's all good and well to say after the fact, but
Galactic
true, though.
Jack rang me this afternoon with my phone on. First phone call after changing name live on pod to
did you have a
Galactic.
little giggle?
Yeah, I had a little giggle.
Yeah.
But I was driving
and
Galactic.
in form, he stays in galactic form on zero absolute donuts.
I was moving house, so I had a little bit on, brother.
Okay, so
Well, Steve-O, do you want to go into this week and try get yourself off that galactic board, brother?
all right, I've used the Galactic Grok this week to come up with my bet, and I'm fucking.
And for those at home, what's that? That's an AI.
Grok is an AI
Also,
based on Twitter.
is he allowed to be? Well, it's not helping him. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't give a
But
fuck.
it's like the multi-builder from the weekend, okay? The $67. I use all the information
Yeah,
I can.
but I don't know if I don't know if
Well,
I like
you-
this
that
performance
your-
enhancing.
I'll
drug.
guarantee
yeah.
this. You're not going to like
Yeah,
this
we're
one.
sending water your way, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to like this one. You ready? Because it's good, but I am probably going to fuck it with this angel
Well,
number
let's hit us
thing
with
I'm
the
bringing.
odds first.
Okay.
And then I'll tell you if I like it or not.
For the 2025 Masters this weekend, my best edge against the bookmakers is backing Colin Morikawa Morikawa at plus 1,600 for the outright win, which means he's paying $16.
Yeah.
His consistent top 10 finish at Augusta over the last 3 years, including a tied third in 2024, shows he's cracked the course. His current form is strong, and at these odds, he offers better value than favourites like Scheffler at 400, McIlroy 650. Augusta rewards precision iron play. Now,
I don't know why you're doing Vegas odds there, because Ned's...
okay, well, that's what Grox hit me with that. But anyway, I am not going to go... I'm not going outright because this is Ned Tech.
Yeah.
Netted out Ned Tech.
Good boy.
My best bet of the week. He is paying on Neds. Odd subject to change. Check the terms and conditions on the website.
You fucked it up nearly every week.
Every week.
I'm subject to change.
$15 he's paying, outright.
Yeah, well, on Neds he's paying $238
Yeah.
For
to
a
finish
handicap.
top 10.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take that, but because I just checked my angel number, which is 010, my galactic number,
Yeah.
means 2 in binary. I'm taking Scotty Scheffler to also finish top 10 at $1.50 to give me $3.97.
See, I don't know why you just wouldn't take the
Yeah.
first leg.
Listen, like I said, I take in the information,
Yeah.
okay?
Look, I'm sitting fat and happy over here. I don't mind, brother. If you go to 0 and 11, really.
So
Yeah.
that's me. That's what I'm going with. That's
Because
what
there's
I'm
only
going.
so many weeks in the year, and you might be lost at sea with the Penrith Panthers
I might
before
be
you know it,
lost.
buddy.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
I like that.
And you
Anyway, Ned Tech, netted out. Best and only. Thanks for coming.
Well, just giving my little nod here to the Cowboys again. And I sort of feel bad for doing this because I think I've won maybe 2 or 3 bets off the Rabbitohs in this NRL season with like an AJ. I think I tipped a Bunnies upset one week and then another week. Maybe it was 2 wins.
You're not
and then
about to deny Rule 15.
AJ to score any time in another game.
If something be good to you, be good to it. You're not
Yeah.
about to cheat.
I am.
No!
I'm about to cheat.
Here we go. This is the cosmic fucking gambling gods about
Yeah.
to throw you down.
So
cunt.
Rabbitohs.
Throw you down.
So Rabbitohs have 3. How was it? Rabbitohs 3 hamstrings, 1 game. So they had
Yeah, their strength and conditioning is terrible.
Humphreys. I think was it Cody Walker? Did he do a hammy?
Yep. Oh, they're both out. That's right. Lewis
then-
Dodd
and
stepping
then-
up over in Perth.
And then there's someone else who done a hammy as well.
I'll tell you who hasn't done a hemi.
Who's that?
Wayne.
Sam Stone Street.
Stone Street.
Sandstone.
Stan Stone. Wayne hasn't done a hemi, bro, so be careful.
Yeah. But Wayne ain't running chalk wedges out on the park, buddy. So, look. Yes,
has.
I feel like I'm cheating on the Rabbitohs because they've been good to me, and usually I would be good to it. I even typed this out early today, which talking about now seems like a bad omen. My initial bet was just Rabbitohs to win at $2.15.
Yeah, wow. That's
And
such
that-
an omen.
And then team list come out, and I remembered that, there's these big injuries in the halves and what have you. And I just thought, Cows coming off a pretty big win
Yeah.
against the Panthers.
Couple big wins, actually. Like,
You can't, say that's nothing. And I just feel like Cows will want to come down there and make a statement against, the injury-prone Rabbitohs. So Cowboys, -3.5 handicap. I don't love doing the minus handicaps.
Yeah.
Especially in a season where the field seems so open against all these teams. But anyway, nonetheless, my Ned Tech of the week, Cowboys -3.5 against the Rabbitohs, $2.10. We'll see if I should have stuck to the initial bet or not. Time will tell.
Can we do a caveat where we do an opposite bet of someone else's? Because I would just love to say...
Well, you're going to go Rabbitohs just to win.
No. It's more the psychology of it, right? The Rabbitohs have got up this year by being the underdog. Everyone counting them out. Wayne's brainwashed them with this fucking hoodoo that they're all the underdogs and they're going to fucking come out on top. The Cowboys have just had their grand final, similar to the Roosters, who had their grand final against Penrith when they beat them. Like, the Cowboys have just beat Penrith.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to be absolutely on cloud 9. They're not going to worry about
They're in
fucking Perth.
Cancun this week.
They're in
Yeah,
Cancun this
mentally.
week. Mentally.
Bora
Or Bora Bora.
Yeah.
So I would like to... Can we do an opposite Ned Tech or something? An ONT or something on it?
Yeah.
Well, you've either got it, I think.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I'll put some of that cash up I got from him earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Side
okay.
bet.
Is
Yeah.
that where that cash is?
I
Sitting
just had to repack everything. It's in that mason jar.
I was
still.
wondering what that cash was. I was looking at that.
That's
now.
from
You're
you.
going to pinch it, bro.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
And put it through the pokies.
Scum, because you're in a twilight zone.
I'm in Twilight
Twilight
Zone.
Zone.
I'm Twilight with Edward Cullen.
Yeah. Okay, bro.
twilighting.
So what's the bet here? Just which team
I would
win?
love to just go Rabbitohs to win, and I'd like to do a side bet with you, 50 bucks.
cash?
Yeah.
Let's do it, brother.
Okay.
That's
Nice. I
within
like
my
that.
means. Within my wedding savings.
Gambling responsibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And America trip savings means.
Yeah.
So nice.
Like it. Love
Asco,
it.
what do you got, bro? Round us out here, my brother.
Yeah. Ned Tech, as always, I like to try and do something different than the boys, just to give the listeners a little bit of fucking variety. So I've gone into Baskin and Robbins, got 2 scoops of Neapolitan ice cream.
Yeah, you're like an Arnott's sort of creams. Like you sort of just grab from the different pile each week.
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas
Grubby
me-
little fucking
like
party
ginger
things.
nut, like ginger nut's my favourite.
Where me and Jack over here are just like a Monte Carlo's. Like we're just picking from the same shit.
I'm a
Same
Monte
shit.
Carlo from day dot till day end.
Yeah.
fucking love Monte
I
Carlo's.
love Monte
brother.
Carlo.
Yeah, I'm like a ginger nut. I think they call them
I didn't
ginger
even know
meg
ginger
now.
nut existed.
Ginger
which-
meg, they call them now.
Ginger meg.
Why? Because
Yeah.
the nut was like offensive or something.
Possibly,
Yeah,
yeah.
to
It's the same as like
People that ejaculate,
Redskins,
Yeah. Chico
Chicos,
Yeah.
coon cheese, like
Yeah.
all that fucking
All that
rhetoric. Like
rhetoric,
fuck me.
All that
cunt.
rah-rah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're a sort of creams bet this week.
Yep. So I've gone to the UFC because big UFC card this.
Big.
Big.
I can't, like, I know you're a big
Big.
non-loyalty guy.
Yep.
Fuck, that seems wrong going against Volk, though.
Oh, I haven't even said it yet.
Yeah, no,
At least
I just
give-
wanted to throw you
At
under the bus.
least give me
He was
something.
going to explain why.
Yeah, I didn't want him to, though. I just wanted to really
but you
throw
know
under the
why.
bus. Yeah, I know why.
You
But like,
fucking know why.
man, like, I know you're non-loyalty, but isn't there something in your
No.
heart you believe in?
And you weren't.
Except for money.
Yeah, no. I would love nothing more than Volk to win and my winning streak to go on an end here.
Just don't bet against him.
That's not the smart play, brother. And like I got
Money has no bias.
I got so many messages this week of cunts going, "What a spastic! What are you talking about? Why even enter a tipping comp?"
You know what
man?"
I love, though, is that we've got different followers that follow the podcast. And I know you haven't seen this, but one of my favourite was how my cousin sending me a message and go, less running, more rump for that Asco cunt. He's a twig. That was fucking gold, cunt. I fucking loved it. But I know all your people that follow the podcast are like, yeah, fuck that Jack cunt, money over everything, blah, blah.
Yeah,
all
money,
the people
money,
that
money.
follow the podcast that follow me
Yes,
were
yes,
like,
yes.
yeah, loyalty over money.
Yeah,
so I
right.
do love that there was these two sides coming up against one another. And
Yeah.
it seems like this weekend they're going to come up against one
Again.
another
We
once
actually got
again.
some mixed feedback on TikTok, which like a lot of these people we just don't even know.
Yeah. What was the feedback on TikTok?
Like the comments. So it was
Yeah,
sort
I
of-
didn't realise we had comments
one
on
was,
TikTok.
It's about winning at all costs.
Yeah.
which is
That
one
was
for Steve
Steve's
there.
burner account. Yep.
We got one from one of the Run and Rump founders. No hate to Run and Rump, please, X. And I said we love Run and Rump.
Yeah.
yeah.
There was
Except
no
for
knock on
Steve.
Run and Rump.
No,
it was
well,
it was-
seemed like a fucking
no, it was comparing Run and Rump to the AIS.
Exactly.
Oh, yes,
I was saying
right.
Run and Rump social, go fun. Run and
Yeah,
Rump.
go
Run and
social,
Rump, I
go
love
support
ya.
your team. Where
Go
AIS,
support your team. Yeah, AIS, we're here to win.
Yeah.
Even if I'm racing against my brother, I will fucking poison his food just to
Run
fucking
and
win.
Rump.
Yeah, Run and Rump, yeah.
Yeah. And then there was another guy that's gone, as a Lions fan, I see them beating any team, so it's hard to pick the games they will lose inevitably this year. So he's sort of sitting on the fence because like tipping Lions is
Well,
probably the safe bet every week.
Exactly, yeah.
And-
for
and
It's like
sure.
a Panthers fan over the last 4 years saying,
and
I'm
Lowy also
conflicted.
goes, I tip the Broncos every week, which I reply, well, that's an easy choice. So
Yeah.
that's sort of,
Yeah.
that's not really being loyal. That's just being,
Yeah, but
yes,
like-
it is, but it's the same
Like,
tip
and
as
I
well.
tried to bring this up with Tyler in the fucking group chat on the weekend. Like, don't you feel dirty that when your team actually beat the fucking 4-time premiers, you weren't on them?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
he
but
was
it's
just
not
like,
the
no.
Yeah, but there was one comment in your camp here, Steve-O, by Cam_R. He goes, what's the point of supporting a team then? If you're not going to back them week in, week out, where's your loyalty?
Where's your support, brother?
And my comment back to that, because I side with Steve in this argument, was
Because you're
context
gay.
is
Yeah.
context is is tipping against them in a tipping comp if you think they weren't going to win. That was the context.
You can back them in your heart.
Yeah, you can bet on them.
Yeah,
but nah.
But if you're trying to win a tipping comp and you don't think they're going to win,
exactly.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
They always there's a famous saying. There's a famous saying, right? The road. Sorry, hold on.
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
No, the road to hell was paved with good intentions.
The road to hell was paved in gold.
Was paved in gold.
And
with good
that's a
intentions.
song by the Eagles.
Actually, my saying doesn't relate anything to my stance. So, look, let's just move on.
Let's finish your Ned Tech
you
of the week.
fucking traitorous dog.
Anyway, I didn't even get to start it.
Fucking
We're about to
traitorous
finish you haven't even
dog.
said it yet.
Yeah. Big UFC card this week.
Yeah, assorted creams. UFC.
Assorted creams. Ginger Meg.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've just got a little two-legger, little double barrel shotgun here. Fucking Gene Silver is one of like these 4 fighting nerds. It's like fucking what's his name? Fucking anyway, I've drawn blank again. Fuck me dead.
Yep.
Anyway, Gene Silver, absolute fucking monster. He's gonna fuck up whoever he's fighting. I forget who it was because I didn't put it in there. Doesn't matter. He's paying $1.36, I'm pretty sure. And then obviously you've picked up on the fact that I've gone against Volk and I've backed Diego Lopez. One, because he's an absolute fucking sick cunt. Gene Silver versus Bryce Mitchell. Yep. Bryce Mitchell gun, but also fucking shouldn't even be in the UFC currently because he's fucking outlandish statements about fucking...
Yep. Now, real quickly, at the start of this betting season, intern over there said to me... when the Storm was versing the Eels and the Eels were paying $6.50, I think the Storm was paying $1.20, something like that. He goes, isn't it worth just chucking $1,000 on the Storm? And I said, no, not really, because there's so many different variables that go into it.
Yeah, for sure.
Someone could get knocked out or this or that. And we've seen it again with the Panthers versus the Roosters, $11 won.
Yeah.
The only time it is worth it to chuck 1,000, 10,000 responsibly on a short leg is Gene Silver at $1.36.
Yeah.
That is overs like you've never seen before. This man is a fucking absolute killer.
Yeah, animal.
That isn't in the sport of fighting to fight. He is in it because he has an urge to kill other humans.
Yeah.
And he just wants to fucking dominate their souls in a cage in front of thousands of people.
Psycho, man.
He doesn't want to go the clink.
Did you see it? Not his last fight, the fight before, where he just folded that cunt. Looked at the ref.
The first round.
Yeah, he looked at the ref to stop it. The ref allowed it to happen. Old mate covered it up, and he just laid some of the most violent and like high velocity elbows into old mate's ribs. He just went, okay, you're not going to stop it, and he's got his face covered up.
Didn't want to do head damage because he may have a slight bit of remorse in him.
I'm going to rain down 5 elbows in less than 2.3 seconds. Like, that's how quick he was moving.
Yeah.
And it just looked like the most painful.
Yeah, actually, I do remember that clip now.
Painful fucking dinker.
He has a walk-in similar to Powhatan, Alex Pieta. Like just this intensity that is palpable through the fucking TV screen where if you had $1,000 cash and you knew nothing about UFC and you saw that man, you'd go, I'm putting my life savings on that man, baby. Yeah. He is intense.
Yeah, he's intense.
Yeah. So
unless you live in South Australia.
Yes.
But where you cannot gamble on UFC on our...
So what was yours? 303, eh?
On our platform, Diego Lopez, I'm backing against Volk. Fighters under middleweight that are 35 years and older
are 36-0?
Are 0-37. So 0 wins and 37 losses.
Yeah.
Coming off a loss?
No. Just fighting for the championship. Whether that's fighting...
the stats don't lie.
Whether that's fighting for the belt.
Case.
And look...
So what's he standalone? What was he?
Like 210, I'm pretty sure, bro.
Which is all right.
So that's
pretty good value for Diego
230,
Lopez.
15, yeah.
Yeah, 215.
Unless you're in South Australia.
Unless you're in
Yeah,
South
that's
Australia.
right.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, the overs of the year
Is
is
that?
Gene Silva,
Yeah.
$1.36.
Yeah. But
Responsibly.
once again, I would love Volk to win. You know, I'm a Volk fan. He's a fucking gangster, bro. Like, can cook too. That just bought a farm, goes hunting and
Mate,
shit. Like,
elite stuff.
he's just
Yeah.
a gun, bro.
I
Played
honestly,
footy, played.
when he
fucking
doesn't win this
yeah.
fight,
Yeah.
retire,
Yeah.
sail off into the UFC
Go to the
sunset.
farm, bro. Go
Go to the
you
farm.
know.
Mate, be the
Go to
UFC
Farnborough.
correspondent of us. Go to Farnborough.
Yeah.
Be the UFC correspondent in Australia. Be
Yeah.
the head honcho
Yeah.
of the UFC pathways in Australia. You don't need to get your head bashed
Go
in
get on
there.
the piss with
You
Anthony
got
Mundine.
Correct. You got fucking
No, fuck that cunt.
fuck. I actually had a dream about Hopper last night. Hopper Wadi.
Yeah.
You know how he just got done in that fucking court
Yeah.
last week, and Anthony
He's
Mundine
in
like
court
did it.
every other week.
Yeah, I know, every other week.
Mundine wrote in the support letter.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like he's a man of great integrity, and when he comes out and they're like, "Oh, do you regret doing this?" Yeah, I regret doing your mum.
Your
and all
mum.
this sort of stuff. Yeah.
He's doing your mum
Yeah,
jokes
your
still.
mum
good to see
jokes,
they live on, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But yeah, last night my dream, Hopper, he was doing he bought a house down in the Brisbane River, and like no one else wanted it, and he was a concreter, and he was like, "Oh boys, I need you to all fucking get in and help me concrete
And you were
this."
concreting for him.
Yeah, I was concreting for him. And
Yeah,
we
fuck
fucking
yeah.
That's
did
how you
this
knew it
sick
was
pad.
a dream.
Well, were you on,
Yeah. How he did
Were you
this-
on the rake or the screen?
I was on the rake, and then we
Yeah,
did this
beautiful.
sick pad, and he fucking all let us hang there, and brought all these footy cunts around. We all got on the piss and just fucking had a mad
and
time.
and the rest.
Yeah, and the rest. Yeah, it was a dream, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
very
that's
nice.
my
I've got
Ned
a
Tech
bag
boys.
problem.
Yeah.
I need a bag, and I need one now.
Yeah.
Gene Silver into Diego Lopez 303 on Neds. Cross subject exchange. Fuck off if you're in South Australia.
Yep. And yeah, T's and T's on the Ned's website. Anything else, gentlemen?
Bye bye.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.